Show with your host, Justin Allegri.
The trade deadline.
Inside the Show with Justin Allegri. Inside the Show. Inside the Show with Justin Allegri.
It's officially scoreboard watching season as the regular season comes to a close. Here on Inside the Show, starting in the AL East, the Yankees combined for 10 hits as a team as they destroyed the Angels 8-0. Entering the day's action, the Yankees are in second place in the AL East, yet they currently lead the race for the American League wildcard. And the Angels are in third place in the AL West. They're over 20 games out of first. The Philadelphia Phillies put together 10 total hits as they beat the O's in Baltimore 7-5. Heading into the day, the Orioles are in fourth place in the AL East. They're over 20 games out of first. And the Phillies are in fourth place in the NL East. They're over 20 games out of first. The Rays finished off a 3-game sweep as they took down the visiting Blue Jays 6-1. They now have 5 straight wins. In the standings, the Rays are atop the American League East Division, 6 games up on second place. And the Blue Jays are at the bottom of the division. They're over 20.
Inside the Show. And now your host, Justin Allegri.
The final postseason teams are jockeying for position. Welcome to Inside the Show. Starting off in the National League East, the Miami Marlins held their opponent to just 2 hits as they grabbed a victory over the Padres at Petco Park 3-0. As of today, the Padres are in second place in the NL West. They're over 20 games out of first. While the Marlins sit in second place in the National League East Division, but they currently lead the NL wildcard race. Abraham Toro smacked a home run and drove in 3, leading the Stros to a win over the Rangers 8-3. At the start of the day, the Astros are atop the American League West. They are more than 10 games ahead of second, while the Rangers are at the bottom of the division. They're over 20 games out of first. Thanks for listening in to this pennant chase edition of Inside the Show. Enjoy the ball games today and tune in again tomorrow for a full rundown of the day's action.
Inside the Show with Justin Allegri.
Beginning of the work week, and welcome to Inside the Show. Looking first at the American League East, the Boston Red Sox went deep 4 times as they defeated the visiting Yankees 8-3. Heading into the day, the Red Sox sit in third place in the American League East Division, 20 games out of first, while the Yankees are second in the division. They're 7 games back. The Baltimore Orioles knocked out 10 hits as a team as they beat the Blue Jays in Toronto 5-3. As of right now, the Blue Jays sit in last place in the American League East Division. They're over 20 games out of first. And the Orioles are fourth in the division. They're over 20 games out of first. Luis Castillo got the win on the mound, his 14th this season, as the Rays pushed past the Marlins 2-1. Entering today's action, the Marlins are in second place in the NL East, yet they currently lead the race for the National League wildcard. And the Rays sit in first place in the American League Eastern Division, a sizable 7 games ahead of second. The Cleveland Indians totaled 11 hits as they beat the White Sox on the south side 6-4. The win was their 6th in a row. At the start of the day, the White Sox are atop the AL Central, 4 games up. And the Indians are 3rd in the division, 6 games out of 1st. The Twins launched 3 home runs as they took down the Tigers in Detroit 7-5. Heading into the day, the Tigers sit in last place in the American League Central Division, 20 games out of 1st. And the Twins are 2nd in the division, yet they currently hold a spot in the race for the American League wild card. The Seattle Mariners completed a 3-game series sweep as they got a win over the Astros in Houston, 9-2. The win was their 7th in a row. As of right now, the Astros are leading the AL West. They are more than 10 games ahead of 2nd. And the Mariners are 3rd in the division. They're over 20 games out of 1st. Sandy Alcantara got the win, throwing 8 shutout innings, helping the Royals claim victory over the Angels 3-2. Entering the day's action, the Angels are in 4th place in the AL West. They're over 20 games out of 1st. While the Royals sit in 4th place in the American League Central Division, 9 games back. The A's allowed only 5 hits as a staff, as they were winners over the visiting Rangers 2-1. The win was their 5th straight as a team. As of today, the A's are in 2nd place in the AL West, 17 games out of 1st. And the Rangers are at the bottom of the division. They're over 20 games out of 1st. The Metropolitans combined to allow only 4 hits as they pulled away from the Nationals 11-0. It was their 5th straight victory. Heading into the day, the Mets sit in 1st place in the National League East Division, 6 games up on 2nd place. And the Nationals are 4th in the division. They're over 20 games out of 1st. The Atlanta Braves combined to give up just 5 hits as they got the best of the Phillies in Citizens Bank Park 2-0. At the start of the day, the Phillies are in last place in the NL East. They're over 20 games out of 1st, while the Braves are 3rd in the division. Yet they currently hold a spot in the race for the National League wild card. The Pittsburgh Pirates combined for 10 hits as a team as they crushed the Cubs 8-2. In the standings, the Cubs are atop the NL Central, 6 games up on 2nd place, while the Pirates are at the bottom of the division. They're over 20 games out of 1st. Hunter Green earned the victory, which was his 10th on the year, helping lead Cincinnati to a win over the Brewers 3-0. As of today, the Reds sit in 3rd place in the National League Central Division. They're over 20 games out of 1st, while the Brewers are 2nd in the division, 6 games out of 1st. The Diamondbacks held the opposition at bay with only 4 hits as they took care of the Rocks in Colorado 1-0. Heading into the day, the Rockies are in last place in the NL West. They're over 20 games out of 1st, while the Diamondbacks are 3rd in the division. They're over 20 games out of 1st. The San Diego Padres combined for 4 total home runs as they pushed past the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine 11-7. As of right now, the Dodgers are leading the National League West. They are more than 10 games ahead of 2nd, while the Padres are 2nd in the division, 20 games out of 1st. The Giants picked up 14 hits in total as they got the best of the visiting Redbirds 9-5. At the start of the day, the Giants sit in 4th place in the National League West. They're over 20 games out of 1st. And the Cardinals sit in 4th place in the National League Central Division. They're over 20 games out of 1st. And that's what's happening around the baseball world heading into today. Join us again tomorrow for the latest from around Major League Baseball.
Inside the show. Inside the show. And now your host, Justin Allegri.
Hello, base.
Inside the show. Here's your host, Justin Allegri. Inside the Inside the Inside the show. Here's your host, Justin Allegri.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Thanks for making us a part of your morning. Let's jump into the latest news from around the Major League Baseball postseason. In Game 6 of the National League Championship Series, the Los Angeles Dodgers sent 3 balls into the seats as they got the best of the visiting Mets, clinching the league pennant and the right to represent the National League in the World Series in just a couple of days. Thanks for tuning in.
Inside the show with your host, Justin Allegri. Inside the show. Here's your host, Justin Allegri.
Hi there, everyone. Welcome to this special postseason edition of Inside the Show. For the 7th and final game of the Major League Baseball World Series, Franmil Reyes drove in 3, helping the boys in blue defeat the White Sox, clinching the World Series championship. It has been a storybook season for them, and they will look to repeat as champions next year.